Right. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about what it takes to succeed in a business, what it takes to succeed, especially online, and being able to, I would say, make your dreams come true, and to, I would say, cross the barriers and have new objectives in lives. And so I wanted to, I would say, open a bit about myself because I would say that even though I'm quite new, this has been, I would say, a pretty much stressful, enjoyable, but overall long waiting journey in which, I've spent thousands of hundreds of hours into learning skills, into investing in myself, into, I would say, being competent in a way, right? Because whenever you're starting a business, especially starting a business online, you don't just, get clients like you would on a normal business, right? Get clients through the door because they see the location and you just get clients over and over again, even though you have to pay for the location itself. And that is, I would say, your only outreach because since you're paying for the location, that is traffic that, of people walking through your location, right? But even that, owning an online business, all the outreach that you do is purely based on yourself, on the work that you are able to put in, right? Especially when you're starting out, that you don't have any money whatsoever at your pocket, but the only thing that you have is dreams, right? And so you have this, I would say, clear vision or where you would like to be, but realistically, you don't have, well, you don't have any idea whatsoever on the steps that you have to take in order to get there, right? Because once I started into all these, I would say, agency game in which, outreaching businesses, telling that, you could bring them clients and, growing their business overall. Uh, Once I've started on that, I said, okay, this business idea seems, I would say, pretty good. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's too expensive. I would say it is very beginner friendly in a way, and you can pretty much succeed with it with all the advertising and basically your knowledge itself because service-based businesses are the ones that gives you the most profit itself because you don't have to, I would say, waste money on product. You don't have to waste money on employees or whatever. You will waste money on that once you start growing, right? And that is, I would say, the main reason why all these gurus, all the people are telling to start, I would say, a brand itself, or to start an agency or a dropshipping business or whatever, right? Because at the end of the day, I would say they are low capital businesses to start with, right? But once I would say I have all this time has passed and I have all this experience and I've got all this knowledge and been trained by, I would say, one of the most or greatest people in the industry itself, you start to see that it is not that easy to succeed itself, and you start seeing why most of the people get mad at all these cures and all that stuff. And I'm not saying that if you wanted to, I would say, buy a course whatever, you shouldn't. I mean, I think that for myself, buying courses, kind of mentorships, and buying information itself has been, I would say, one of the key has been one of the key features or one of the key, I would say, steps in order to, I would say, my success as of right now, right? But I have to be honest too. Once I bought those information online, I felt like, maybe not about getting scammed, but I felt like maybe this wasn't worth it at all, spending all that much money on, that information. But once you see, I would say, the time going by and you say, okay, I'm just not going to quit because why should I want to quit if I'm doing something that I like? And not only something that I like, but something that I enjoy doing it and something that I invest this much hours. Because it's kind of whenever you're, I would say, because I was a gamer myself, right? Whenever you spend so much hours into a game, right? Maybe you try to rank yourself over the the rankings and getting the elo and all that stuff. Once you've put those much hours, it's kind of hard to, I would say goodbye to that game, right? Because you feel attached to it, you feel that connection. And I felt that in a way with my business itself. Once I've got started and I was like, 3 months in and I still didn't got any clients whatsoever. And I was, putting like 12 hours, 14 hours a day straight into, learning, into implementing things, into taking action. Taking action is, by the way, the most important thing. But I said, fuck, this shit is hard, right? And so it is true, it is hard. But over the time, if you don't quit, you start seeing that everything compels, and that overall you start to realize that you cannot beat experience. Because since you've been spending these hundreds of thousands of hours into just that thing, you get so much better. And so, I mean, you get so good at it that it's hard to, I would say, not succeed, right? I remember that my first sales call, I was like really, really, really nervous. And I didn't know why, because whenever I was at school, at college, or whatever, right, I could do those presentations in front of the class with 30 plus persons in the class itself with no problem at all. I mean, I was expressive, I was responsive. My wording, or I would say the words that I use were understandable. And even though if I was speaking in Spanish, in English, or whatever the language may be, right? But and that's what I thought, that this kind of business would be a super great fit for myself, right? Because since I think that I'm really an open person itself and I'm really easy to talk with, I thought that maybe the world of sales and all that stuff would be pretty easy. And I would, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't struggle any much on the world itself, on sales at all. I mean, of course, you don't always win the sale itself, but if you get to, I would say, get deep talks with the contractor itself, I would say that I always get that type of sale, right? Because I think that I'm good at expressing myself. I think that I'm good at recognizing, I would say, the personality of the person that I'm speaking with. And so that hasn't been any problem, but because I knew that I was good at it, right? But anyways, even though I knew that I was good at it, my first ever sales call, by the way, I closed that sales call, but I was so freaking nervous. And I wouldn't say that everything sucked, because, I explained everything. The business owner itself got to understand and everything. And, they got the service and we got pretty good results overall, which was awesome. But again, all comes back to having experience. And so that is why I would say the main reason why you should always approach things, in years, right? Even in decades, kind of like Alex Hormozi says, that whenever you're thinking about opening a business, whenever you're thinking about doing anything in your life that is worth your time and that you really like to do, you shouldn't be thinking about, I'm going to just do this for a month or two, right? You should be thinking on, in decades itself. And so once that I kind of understood that, I said, okay, let's just give this thing 5 years and see how it goes, right? And as of right now, I'm approaching my first year and things are starting to take off, like really take off. I mean, I'm about to hit not my first 10K month, but I'm pretty close to it. And this feels great because hard work pays off, right? But what I wanted to, I would say, express in this video itself is that experience, I would say, that is the most important thing in anything, right? Whenever I speak with my niche itself, I already know all their problems. I already know, I would say, how to solve them. I already know how to speak with them. I already know all their, I would say, keywords, right? I already know how to speak in the same page. And once the prospect that you're speaking with himself on the call sees, that you're not only all in into the thing that you're selling, right, but sees that you're speaking in the same language as they do, they're going to always tell you yes, because they can see that you are the one in a way, right? And so that is where I would say I started believing in me and my product itself, because the first part of any business itself, I would say, is getting sold on your product itself, right? If you're not sold on your product and if you don't believe in your product, how the fuck do you expect to someone to believe it, right? And the same applies in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself that you can, take action and do all that cool stuff, how the fuck do you expect to, your father, your mother, whatever it may be, to believe in you, right? And so I would say that were one of the most important lessons I've learned. And I would say this short journey that I have as of right now, right? I remember when I was starting out that I didn't even know more or less what the word sales was, what the word business was. But I was in the whole, I would say, self-improvement stuff, right? I was going to the gym. I was, taking care of myself, eating good, doing sport, studying for, college itself. I had I would say, a pretty great, pretty chill life until I decided to, I would say, not fuck it up, but to start a business and enroll myself into a deep, dark journey that, as of right now, is starting to take off, right? And I would say that I wouldn't change anything, right? But I would say that it was hard, and it's still being hard as of right now, even though I'm starting to take off. But if I had to, I would say, give a message to yourself, to the person that is watching this video. Maybe you're starting out, maybe you've been some time in the industry itself, but you're doubting about yourself. Just let me, I would say, tell you one simple thing, right? And it's that in whatever you may believe in, whatever you may like, go with your guts with it, right? I'm not saying that you have to, I would say, drop out of college or, leave everything behind just for that simple dream. You can, I would say, start with, I would say, a side hustle itself, doing both things at the same time and seeing how it works. In fact, that is what I'm currently doing myself to see, how everything goes. And once, I get to that point where I have to take a decision, I will have full context on it, right? Because I will know the strengths and weaknesses of both ends, right? And so, even though I would recommend to, start with both at the same time, because at the end of the day, if you're new at something, you don't really know all the aspects that involves, for example, starting a business itself. But if you want to do it, and if you think that that is something that you can succeed at it, kind of myself, right? Because I think that I'm good at speaking with persons. Go with your guts, man. Things might take time. Things might not go as intended, and things might feel hard a lot of times. But over the time, if you keep going, if you keep finding, I would say, helpful things that can help you out, because not only courses that I've bought online help me out, but information itself around YouTube, around Google itself, around the internet, right, has helped me a lot, right? And so, yeah, just go with your guts, see what you find out, and you'll just figure it out. And that is the way that I've learned myself. And, just figuring things out and by solving problems over and over again. I'm at this point right here making this video, right? But yeah, with that being said, I hope that you enjoyed, I would say, this more personal video itself. And yeah, like and subscribe if you're new to the channel, if you would like to, I would say, see more content related with not only self-improvement, but about myself. I would like to start doing some blogs too. And so, yeah, with that being said, follow me on Instagram. If you have to drop me a DM or any question whatsoever, I always answer. And yeah, that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.